But then one of the reasons I watched Dynamite this week was I was like, oh, they're going to do a Jay Briscoe tribute, surely. Nope.
They did it on the Dynamite or something.
No, they after Dynamite they taped something for Honor Club. Now, here's the thing. I have read reports of this and pretty much all but confirmed it through Jim Cornette's show. It appears that the Briscoes were on the short list to be brought into AEW when Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. The reason they weren't is because, I forget what year it was, but mid-2000s, Jay Briscoe had tweeted something. I heard Jim Cornette talk about it before he died, and I thought, even then, wow, that was stupid, like, that it became such a big deal. Long story short, the story goes that Jay and Mark were doing a Ring of Honor show in New York, and apparently there was a pride parade going on, and it was a pain in the ass to get anywhere, and at the time, Jay was, I guess, like, really heavy-duty. I think he still is, like, a heavy-duty Christian, but, like, hardcore into the, like, it was that time when, you know, the fundamentalist Christians especially were just super anti-gay marriage and all that, because this is before it was recognized. I don't even like to say legalized, but before it was recognized federally. And he basically just made, not even a joke, but just an aside comment about, like, I think the tweet was and he didn't use the nice word for it, but there's gays everywhere, something like that. Now, since that tweet, it has been taken down, even at the time. He had publicly apologized for it, and after Jay's passing, there's been a couple of people, but at least one openly gay wrestler that I know of that made a statement and said Jay was nothing but gracious and accepting and blah, 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 blah to me. He was in no way, shape, or form a hateful person, this, that, and the other. Apparently, some executive at Discovery, which is now the parent company of TNT and TBS, the story goes that this executive said they did not want Jay Briscoe on television because of a tweet that was taken down and apologized for, mind you, at the time, not like recently, because of a tweet that was at least 10 years old. I think it was older than that, but at least 10 years old. Actually, it would have had to have been, but let's be generous and say it was at least 10 years old, probably closer to 15.
Yeah.
And because of this, not only did the Briscoe brothers not get brought into AEW, which the Briscoes in FTR, the Briscoes in the Young Bucks, programming for years. When Jay passed and they wanted to do, now this is the story, I cannot prove or deny this, but this is what Jim Cornette was talking about, and I'd read other similar reports. Because of this executive, they were told specifically they could not do a Jay Briscoe tribute show like they did for Brody Lee, nor could they show any highlights of Jay Briscoe on AEW television. They were able to get away with the armbands that I saw pretty much every wrestler wearing. And Jim Cornette said, somebody let me know who he is, and I'll out this motherfucker on my show with any contact information I can get my hands on.
I completely agree. WWE did on NXT the day it happened. They said something about it.
I was wondering, because I haven't watched NXT or SmackDown yet, but I was wondering about that actually earlier today.
They said that they'd heard the unexpected that Jay Briscoe had passed away.
See, God,
just like they did it on TV.
Yeah, and then, as they should.
Yeah, that's fine, and I'm okay with it. Like,
that's more than fine, because a lot of guys in NXT and WWE worked with Jay
at one time or another.
Yeah, anybody who came from Ring of Honor, because the Briscoes were there from pretty much the beginning.
Yeah, just about.
Like, within a year or so. Like, because they were there. I know they were there in 2004.
Wow, I didn't hear any of that stuff that you told me.
Yeah,
That's
and I can't believe, like say there's one executive, there's more than one executive at Warner, which none of you fuckers had the balls to say this is stupid. Like, really? We're going to not be able to celebrate the memory of probably one of the most beloved people in that industry over a 10-year-old plus tweet that wasn't even that bad, was taken down and apologized for at the time. Really?